Let's move it to Vitality Stadium. Bournemouth hosting Manchester City. Earle's Bournemouth against Pep's City. Two Spanish coaches, two tacticians, two ways of playing. It wasn't vintage City, but it was important City. Phil Foden with another important goal from midfield and a 3 points that closes the gap at the top of the table. Is there any concern that City, the football isn't quite as good, Rob? Is it more about that this is a team that they get the job done and okay, it was a 1-0 win against Brentford, it's a 1-0 win against Bournemouth, it's 6 points and that's the most important thing?
Yeah, I think so, Rob. I mean, I think because, for another team, it might be, but because we've got so much blooming evidence to go back on and what they've done before is that the main thing for them is that when they don't play well, they still win. Yeah. And you still got Earle and Haaland going through a few times, and it was his shot that led to the goal for Phil Foden. Again, Phil Foden's, somebody always seems to step up. And we've seen it before from De Bruyne, or it might be Bernardo Silva, it might be a Julian Alvarez game, and Phil Foden has stepped up his games this year to be an important, not only a footballer and playmaker, but a goal scorer. I've always said that about him, that he's got a natural eye for goal, which always seems to gravitate him towards the penalty box, and he looks to get off, and he gets a tap-in goal pretty much. So, yeah, I think there's been a few of those where they haven't been great, but that they got the potential to be great again, and they probably will be great again. So I think, like your first words, Rob, about this, and you look at the league table and it's like tight. It's 2 points. It's Arsenal 58, City 59, and Liverpool 60. I can't be any more excited about what we're seeing. We can eulogise about Arsenal, what we just have, or Liverpool from winning the cup final and of playing great, and Man City not maybe at their best, but they're still right there. It is going to be fascinating. I hope it doesn't come down to blimmin' injuries, Rob, and key players being out, and we don't get the final race that we want from these three great teams at the moment. I just hope that. And Liverpool, of course, is the biggest concern, I guess, with the amount of injuries they've got, though I think a few of them are pretty close. But Man City, Rob, and Man City, and as long as they don't lose their key players, and I know the De Bruyne thing is still a bit of a concern that he's feeling it a little bit, which is a worry, and they're being very careful with him. But for the most part, they're finding ways to do it, and their mentality, their experience tells us that they're going to be there. So, well done, City. Again, and I like Bournemouth. I like what they try and do with the manager.
Yeah. I thought they had a real good go second half, didn't they?
Yeah.
A little bit better in the box.
They got some good players, and I like the way it just shows you that you can be more expansive, and we'll get to some of the other games, with Palace's victory or whatever, but you can, with really smart coaching nowadays, you can be more expansive and do okay in this league over the course of 38 games, of course, but just they fell a little bit short, but still pretty blooming good when City, it takes a while for them to find a way to beat you.
I just think with City as well, Rob, often we talk, I said on air, I think it was Ahmed asked me about, the 1-0 win, and I said, in a strange way, they beat Bournemouth 6-1 in the reverse fixture on a great football day when, City do what they do. But sometimes those 1-0 wins are just as important. And one of the things I admire about City is their ability to, at times, roll the sleeves up. They were up against it a little bit for 15, 20 minutes, where Bournemouth had a go and put a few subs on. Semedo was going down one side, and Unai had a header down the other. And they scrap almost like they're in a relegation fight. They don't mind doing that as well, Rob. And that's why I think is a difference. There's some teams who don't want to go there. This City team will do what it takes. And I think they deserve a little bit extra credit for that, because we always talk about their football and how it nullifies the opposition and, they pin you back and put you in the vice. But days when the football isn't good, they don't half say, okay, it isn't one of those days, let's roll the sleeves up and let's do what's required.
No, I think we talked about that, Robert. They made some signings in terms of defenders with Akanji, with Ruben Diaz. They've got Kyle Walker. They've got Nathan Ake. They've got plenty of physicality back there, plus the incredible protection of Rodri. So I think when that needs to be done, Rob, they've now got players, and it ain't always perfect. They've conceded plenty of goals over the last few matches, and for them, which isn't normal, but you always get surprised, Rob. I do anyway, because you've got so many good defenders back there, but they're so expansive and they throw so many people forward that they are going to get caught, and they have been caught. But no, it's important, Rob, that they have that physicality, and another sign of it in this game against Bournemouth. So that's what they can do. That's why they've won a zillion competitions and the treble last year, and they're going to be right up for it again. It's going to be it's going to be a fun race to watch.
Hi there, I'm Rebecca Lowe, studio host for NBC's coverage of the Premier League. Don't forget to hit subscribe to watch more videos all season long. And for even more Premier League content, from original series to live matches, head over to Peacock. And be sure to tune in for Premier League mornings every weekend on USA Network and on Peacock. We will see you there.